Thank you so much for watching this episode of All Things Vuma Garden Route, now powered by Algoa FM. Hierdie week se inspirerende storie is in George, 'n blinde man met 'n groot passie vir modeltreine. Dan gaan ons Mosselbay toe vir boksklasse, and then we introduce you to the Southern Cape Association for Visual Arts. Ons eindig die episode met Dr. Herman and the new segment about health and wellness on the garden route. Yeah, so it's hard for you to look at me.
Yes.
And control that.
Yes. Does it look like my eyes are just not focusing on?
No, it's perfect.
Okay.
Lower your chin a bit.
Okay, so I must sit like this.
Perfect.
Okay, I must just remember that. Yeah, because the camera is not that high.
Okay, and then you can hear my voice clearly?
Yes.
It's actually looking right at me now.
Oh, okay, without even trying. I'll try and keep my eyes still, but they might wander. But you can ask me about the eye focus thing, because it's very interesting.
So tell me about the eye focus thing.
Us blind people do not really have control over our eyes and which direction they focus. In most instances, it depends on the eye condition, and often it comes across as being rude that we don't make eye contact, but it's purely because we don't really see exactly where we have to focus. And I think over time your eye muscles also just become lazy because you don't actively focus them the whole time. My name is Carl, and I've been in George for the past 8 years. I originated from Johannesburg, and I went to school in Worcester at the blind school, which was called the Pioneer School for the Blind in Worcester. And I love George. It's really an amazing area to live in. I'm an outdoor person, so I really enjoy all the outdoor activities that the garden route offers. The lovely Outeniqua Mountains, the beaches, just the weather. The weather is pretty good, and the friendly people. And it's just an awesome area to be in. It's safe. It's not overly busy and populated, and it's just really, I would say, the best part of South Africa. I've basically done quite a few of the peaks on the mountains, except for Cradock Peak. I've done George Peak, Van Dalen's Peak, Tierkop, Loskop, and then I've done a few hikes like the Glentana Reckon Caves.
What does a mountain look like to you?
A mountain is, it's a very interesting question, how a mountain looks, because mountains can vary so much. I've hiked on many mountains, and I know some sections of the mountain are steep, other sections are not. Some sections are grassy, others rocky. So I think a mountain is really very differing from different angles. But I know it generally gets steeper the higher you go, and the more rocky the higher you go, but that can also vary. So yeah, I think a mountain can be anything that you imagine by, just imagining parts of it being different to others. And obviously the colors I don't benefit from, but I can imagine the different colors of the rocks and vegetation could be quite varying as well. On the model train layout, I built a general imagination of what I think a mountain would be well represented. So I carved the mountain out of 15 layers of thick polystyrene, and then in certain areas I carved it steeper than others. And to make it rough, I used thinners to make ditches and bumps and stuff. And then on the steeper bits, I even molded rocks out of Crete cement. And then the last thing was to color the mountain correctly. So there's various vegetation, bushes and grass that I did sprinkle over the mountain and glue down. But other sections, like the rocky sections, I actually had to get help from a friend. Where he would say to me, okay, paint it yellow and then black and then brown, until I got the different grays in the correct, so that it appears correctly for the naked eye. But yeah, it was quite a challenge to actually build this mountain and basically try and, my imagination, putting it across so that other people could appreciate it as being a mountain. My passion for trains and the railway started when I was a kid. I used to travel on the old Trans-Karoo from Johannesburg to Worcester 4 times a year. And I even started collecting model trains then. My mom would buy me the old Lima sets and that sort of thing. And over time I got to know the various trains and the various locomotives. And so I collected my models that I have on this model layout. I collected over the years. My passion is really to motivate other people, and I've got a heart for young people. And the world we live in today, young people have a lot of challenges of their own, whether it be peer pressure, just being accepted, all those sort of things. And as a blind person, I can tell you a lot about trying to be accepted and being part of society. But what I want to put out there is, whatever challenges you face, look around you and just think of people you know. There will always be somebody worse off than you, no matter what you're going through. And I found that in my own environment. And set yourself small goals that are reachable. If you feel life is throwing too many curveballs at me, set yourself small goals and achieve those goals one step at a time. We can't climb the mountain in one go. We have to start at the bottom and take it a step by step. And I know what challenges young people are going through. And I've been there myself. I was a very, very unhappy teenager. I went through depression at one stage, and I didn't totally accept my blindness. We all try to fit in, and we're all different. But it starts by accepting yourself and also being less concerned what people think of you. So I want to encourage you out there. If I can do all these things, you can. And if I can take on any challenge without sight, you can. And I'd love to offer my services as a motivational speaker at your school or at your church or at your business. And anybody is welcome to contact me via email. I'll quickly give the email address. It's Carl J. de Campos, C-A-R-L-J for John, D-E-C-A-M for mother, P-O-S, @gmail.com. So it's Carl J. de Campos @gmail.com. Us blind people find that sighted people are either a bit shy to talk to us or avoid us, or often feel they might say the wrong thing. And I just want to encourage people, talk to us, ask us questions. We might not make eye contact, but that's just because we do not know how to make eye contact, or we can't. So I always encourage people, come talk to us, ask even the difficult questions that you might feel you're offending us. We are very easygoing and we don't easily get offended. We even know a whole lot of blind jokes.
Tell us a blind joke.
One day, the best blind joke that I know at this stage is, when a blind man is jumping with a parachute, how does he know when he's near the ground? Very simple. When his guide dog's leash becomes instantly slack. Sorry, that's not intended for cruelty to animals. I hope I put it correctly.
My name is Masimphiwe Qatu, originally from East London. I'm based here in Mosselbay. My older brother was a boxer. He's the one who taught me boxing. My late brother, Qatu. I grew up in an area of everybody is a boxer. My neighbor was a boxer, and also there were role models in my community. Welcome Nita, Zidinti, and others. The list is endless. So I grew up in that environment. I grew up as a boxer. I like boxing. I get involved in boxing. Unfortunately, I got injured. I quit boxing. When I was here in Mosselbay, I thought myself, there's no life without boxing. We started this boxing club. You know, once you start training boxing, this shed became full. We've got a lot of talents here. We produce 4 national medalists, 10 provincial gold medalists. We've got professional boxers as well. Bulelani Gondeka and Mulelo Kobula. Both of them are ranking number 2 in the Western Cape. We don't have a venue. We are training to this shed. When it's raining, we don't train because everything inside gets wet. We've got Singalaka here. The boxer is a cadet, 26 fights, no lose. We've got
Fire.
Kamani Matolo, Straneza. He's got 14 fights, no lose. The list is endless. We've got Aneneba and others. So, my goal, I want to see these boxers being world champions, Olympic gold medalists, because I know that those guys, they love boxing. There's no life without boxing. I'm very glad also I'm working with this guy next to me, who Adams. He's been with us for long. Whenever we have tournaments, he's supporting us, you know, he's giving us tactics. He's a pro boxer.
I'm Moor, born and bred in Mosselbay. I started my career with kickboxing in school here. I was multiple national champion and number 2 in the world in 2006. After matric, I moved to Pretoria where I pursued my boxing career. I was South African varsity champion, national champion, Gauteng champion, best boxer in the varsity championships before I turned pro. Then I turned pro, I boxed for Golden Gloves Rodney Berman. Until I had an arm injury in 2013 where I stopped, I had to stop boxing. Then in 2019 I moved back to Mosselbay after everything. I started my life of boxing after being retired. I decided to come watch one of the events here and see how the boxers were doing, and I was quite surprised at their talent and their skill. I was actually very surprised that our fighters were pumping the other provinces, so I thought, you know, let me get a little bit involved, and so I brought that back into, to give them a little bit more professional advice and learning and, you know, training, incorporate that into their training. And then, now we're here, so trying to get as much as we can, what we can out of them. We've got Buya here who's a pro. They're very talented. We're trying to get in better facilities and obviously make their dreams become a reality, and they got the talent, they got the determination, what would you say, not determination, the ability to become great. They, like I said, they destroy the competition. We've got undefeated amateurs. The guys are too scared to fight them. So we're just trying to get in better facilities and just keep them motivated.
Igama ngubulelani Ngondeka. Ngumdlali weboxing, ngidlala Mosselbay. As from now, you see, we're rating in nationally, we're rating in province. So this gym, it changed my life. Hence now the people, they know there's a boxing. It's because of this gym that we're training at. Because we don't have a gym, but there's a lack of equipment, but we're trying by all means because we want to become what we want to be, also want to inspire the community, also the children, to keep them away from the street. As you know that to see the crime rate in South Africa is too high. So we're trying to do our best to work with people, work with the community so that we can stop the crime, so that even themselves they can be safe in the community, even their parents.
I'm Renee Scribanti, the chairperson of SCAVA, and I am part of an 8-member committee. SCAVA stands for South Cape Association for Visual Arts, and we have a vibrant art community of at least 120 members. Our primary priority is to connect artists and also to support artists of the Southern Cape region. We are also affiliated with SCAVA, the South African National Association for Visual Arts. on a yearly basis, we have at least 4 exhibitions that we organise, primarily held in the Sayers Auditorium of the George Museum, of which one is our annual artist visual competition exhibition, open to all artists. As an association, we strive to inform our members of exhibition opportunities in the region. We operate as a non-profit organisation run by artists for artists and focusing on connecting and having a collaborative environment for our artists. You can email us at admin@scava.co.za, and we've got a website www.scava.co.za, and Facebook as well. We've got quite an active Facebook page on SCAVA.
Well, art to me is, well, the first thing is I'm putting myself totally into something that I want to create. I've got it in my mind. I don't want to spend ages doing it. I want to finish it there and then. And it's a total release from anything else in life. You don't think of anything else. You just get on with it. And all the desire there is to tell a story in the picture that you're putting across. This is your little story for that hour or whatever it is you're doing. For me, art is all about going and releasing yourself into the world. You know, whether it's latest techniques or earliest techniques or the simplest thing of just drawing, it doesn't matter. You're just going in and going into that. It's not to earn anything, it's just this other world you're entering. The door's open, you've gone through there, and you've created something to your own satisfaction. Have you told the story you wanted to tell for that particular object or scene?
Ek is Herman en ek is nou in die tuinroete van 2006 af. Getrek van Pietermaritzburg, was in privaat praktyk so vir 16 jaar daar gewees, en toe George getrek nader aan PE, waar ons een kind in Aurora Spesiaal Sentrum is. En van 12 doen ek voltyds estetiese medisyne en Skinlogic begin in 2012 en baie trots op wat ons verrig het, en so ruk terug is Skinlogic aangewys as 'n Center of Excellence deur Allergan. En ons is baie trots daarop, en ons hoop ons kan die mense hier nie net mooi maak en gesond maak en jong hou nie, maar ons wil dat hulle huis toe gaan met iets anders, iets spesiaal van binne af en so, en dit is wat belangrik is. Ja, dit is 'n aard, weet ek sê altyd, as iemand met sy gesig daar lê, man of vrou, dis 'n stuk canvas. Jy begin, jy paint, jy create, en jy gaan al wat reeds mooi is in 'n hand sit, en dis wat belangrik is daar. Dis nie paint by numbers wat jy net op sekere manier iemand gaan spuit met sekere punte of 'n hele proseswerk gebruik. Elke persoon is anders, uniek, en dit wat lekker is. Ek dink dit begin, het ek oor see gewerk, het ek op van die groot skepe het ook estetiese sentrums gehad, en daar begin belangstel, en toe dit geleidelik begin ontwikkel, toe ek vir dit voltyds begin het in 2006 in George ingetrek het, en ja, ek dink maar dit kreatiewe aard. My vrou is interior decorating, is een van haar kunste, my skoonma was 'n potter, so is maar 'n tipe van altyd belangstel gehad in die kunste. Skinlogic is een van die eerste estetiese sentrums in die Garden Route Eden gewees, het ons daai tyd begin het, en ons is een van die eerstes wat laserbehandelings begin doen het, en so, en wat ek graag wil vir die mense daar tuis bring, ons bly op die voorgrond van heeltyd nuwe verwikkelinge. Daar is verskillend baie nuwe verwikkelinge in esteties en wellness, maar alles is nie altyd goed nie. Daar is baie fly-by-night goed wat ook uitkom. En ek wil graag dat ons in hierdie journey mense attent maak op wat werklik goed is, en wat mens moet uitkyk, wat is werklik estetiese medisyne of estetiese behandelings, wellness, body contouring, al daai goed. So ons gaan 'n hele lekker program kan stap met van facial enhancements, body contouring, produkte, mansprodukte, wellness, want dit is 'n groot aspek wat baie agterblewe gebly het. En vroulike hormoonvervangings, ons dripstelsels, daar is so 'n klomp wye goed daar buite wat ons graag die mense wil inlig en 'n lekker journey gaan stap en ons vir die mense kan sê. En ek dink dat ons nog steeds die garden route op die voorgrond stel, want baie mense dink dit is altyd beter in die groot stede in Johannesburg, Pretoria, Durban. En werklik hier is dit state of the art en selfs beter produkte. Een van ons masjiene wat ons het, wat ons is ultrasoniese liposuction, is die enigste in die hele Kaap. So ek dink dit is belangrik dat die mense dan weet wat daar gaan. So die journey gaan lekker wees en ons gaan lekker vrae kan antwoord, want ek dink daar is baie wanpersepsie daar buite, want dames en mans kyk na foto's op voorblaai of praat tea parties en so, en daar is partykeer net halwe waarhede en daar is heeltemal miskonsepsie oor baie van die goed.
Baie dankie dat julle hierdie episode gekyk het van All Things Vuma Garden Route. Thank you so much Vumatel, Cherry George for the sponsored car, Patio Warehouse for their studio. Thank you so much Skinlogic, High Tech South Africa, Algoa FM and Group Editors. Sien julle volgende keer.
Why would you look outside yourself when you have all of the world inside?